Hey there. Start here. So I have been working on an alternate rank 1 clear, and it's such a long fight that I didn't want to like completely reinvent the wheel with like a whole new team. I I don't have enough motivation with the way the game's going. I've made it clear. I certainly have not been hiding the fact that I'm not super excited about the game right now, but I want to at least address a couple of the concerns that some of the people have raised in my previous video. So the two most common comments I've been seeing is like, what do I do if I don't have premium Fina? Can I use someone else? I've been recommending Tsukiko because I think she's probably the better slot in there if you don't have premium Fina, just because she brings decent side damage to sort of help out with the fact that you're not getting as good of like team amps and all of that stuff. And then I also get like, what if I don't have A2? And I know a lot of people either pulled for 2B back in November or are pulling for 2B now over A2 because clearly 2B got the better end of the deal between those two units. And so you may have an EX2 or EX3 2B and like no A2s, or like an EX0 A2 because you only pulled one. So I totally understand where those people are coming from. So I have addressed those two unit slots specifically. The rest of the team is exactly the same as my previous clear. I've just changed those two unit slots. So let's get in here. Turn on all these modifiers, 360. So you can see the team is basically exactly the same as my last team, with the exception of Premium Fina has been taken out, and we have put in Tsukiko in her place. A2 has also been removed. We have put Olive in A2's place on this team. Now this does change things up a little bit, but actually I think it simplifies things in a lot of ways. It basically allows you to just sort of follow a very nice, easy 4-turn rotation for your team. It's like super simple. It's like 4 turns, and you do that from the beginning of the battle until like turn 16 when you're setting up your burst, or sorry, when you're doing your burst. Actually, no, is that right? Yeah. Anyways, it's pretty simple. So you just follow a nice little steady 4-turn rotation until you push that 30% threshold, and boom, you just finish the fight as quickly as you can. And so I'll show you the gear at the end. I'll sort of talk you guys through it. I want to go ahead and get the clear out of the way. It's going to be a long one. This one is going to go to 20 turns. It might be shorter than 20 turns. We might get it done on turn 19, but hopefully I can show you all the way out to 20 so you know what to do for a 20 turn clear. But it would also be nice to get it done earlier than that. Anyways, I digress. Let's go ahead and get right in there. I'll show you the gear at the end. All right, so the usual start. We've got all of our big, morale fill and all that jazz going on. Okay. Tsukiko is on this turn just going to do double Prayer of Purification for some morale fill, and Prayer of Protection. You may notice we are holding off on Blessed Omamori, and we're holding off on the Light Imbue. That is for the sake of timing. We want to make sure that the timing lines up. It's for much later in the fight. We got to make sure that the timing lines up right, and so that Tsukiko doesn't get like stuck needing to imbue everybody on our burst turn. Okay, so that's why I'm doing that. I'm holding off one turn because we don't really care. We're not doing any damage this turn anyways, so like who cares? Who cares if we're imbued on this turn? And then yeah, Prayer Protection just for some more morale fill there. All right, Kaito. Crashing Waves for the breaks and dispels, and then Destabilizing Deep Submersion for morale fill. Okay. Olive, she'll just do all of her little skills because they all do morale. So yeah, we'll just do all of those. 2B, she can go ahead and imbue herself, do Avoid and True Charge Blade. Okay, that'll do the human killer for everybody. Eithne will go ahead and do her cover, her provoke, and Sanctuary of the Azure Crystal. Okay. And then Rain can just hit the boss, I guess. Rain doesn't really have to do anything on this turn. All right. So there you go. Eithne tanking it like a champ. She takes this fight very, very well. I suspect she'll tank the next Clash of Wills just as well, seeing as it is also has Demon and Fairy. The third one being Avian, but that's all right. I think as long as 2 of the racial mitigations line up, she should be doing just fine. All right. On this turn, Eithne will... Actually, I'm going to wait for 1 second. Hold off on her, because we're going to go ahead and do all this stuff. So Torrential Downpour, Deadly Stream. Actually, no, I'm saving that for later. We want to do Morale Fill more than anything here. So actually, yeah, what I'll do... Sorry. Destabilizing and Deep Submersion for Morale Fill. All right. And then... Yeah. I'm actually going to treat my Olive like an EX2. We're going to save her SLB for every 4 turns. That way it lines up better with 2B and for our bursts. So an EX2 Olive will work just fine here. Even though mine's EX3, I'm going to use her just like an EX2 Olive as far as the rotation is concerned. Yeah, we're just going to do all this stuff again. All right, this turn... Oh, did not mean to do that. This turn, Tsukiko is going to do her Blessed Omamori, Prayer of Purification, and the Light Imbue. We are not going to use the Light Imperil field until we pass the first threshold. All right, and Rain can just hit the boss 3 times because that always helps with morale. All right, so Olive can go, Kaito can go, and these guys can just chain. It's not going to do... It's not really going to do any kind of appreciable damage, but that's fine. We don't care about that. All right, Shelga, Bar Blazaja. That's to help fill up 2B a little bit. Actually, I don't need that this turn, do I? I don't need Bar Blazaja on this one. Shelga. With this power, I'll protect you, and True Luminous Innervation for her own Light Imbue. Okay, so you can see we're doing fine on morale fill. We're gonna hit 200% by the time we get our first burst, no problem. All right, now Tsukiko can shift. Do the old triple solar flare. Olive is going to just do all this jazz. Gunner Guardian. Make sure you do Gunner Guardian on this one. And end with Giant Melon Ammo so that she can have the mag store for her SLB next turn. 2B is just going to triple RO40 to fill her LB up. And Rain is just going to triple Pulverizing Force. Just like the last one, Rain is just going to be the chainsaw and just tear this thing up. Okay, we're just going to re-up the cover and the provoke. And I think that's all she really has to do on this one, right? We'll just re-up Shelga just to make sure it's there, but it's not really necessary because we're going to do her LB next turn anyways. So maybe I just do cover and double provoke for the morale fill. Does this fill morale? No, that just has LB gauge. Yeah, I'm just looking for things that fill up morale because that's all we really care about on this one. Yeah, so I'm just going to do 2 of these for morale fill. Okay. Kaito, we'll go ahead and do Torrential Downpour and Deadly Stream Natural Flux so that we have our killers and our big breaks in place because we need to maintain those just to maintain, consistent high damage throughout the fight. Okay. And yeah, so let's change this. This will do like probably 5% or something like that. It's not going to do very much. Yeah. And that's fine. All right, so yeah, this is pretty much how the 4-turn rotation goes. And on this one, every 4 turns, we're just unloading, we're unloading all of our damage. So everyone just does their LBs, their biggest damage moves. We got Shining Karmic here, and then yeah, Rain's just triple pulverizing force, pretty much all he does the whole time. Don't forget to do not only the attack and mag, but the defense and spirit buffs, because Eithne gets better damage with higher spirit. Okay, so don't forget the defense and spirit buffs on these burst turns here. So the idea is we send Kaito and Eithne first to ramp up the chain for everybody else, and then Olive and 2B, Tsukiko, and Rain. Okay, so the way the chain partners works, it works out beautifully. All right, and this will hopefully do around 9 or 10%. Okay, so that was 9% on that one, so probably just shy of, okay, yeah, 1.7. That's pretty typical. All right. And just like in my previous clear, we're saving the damage cap turn for the turn that we push that 30% threshold. So you're not going to be seeing any like big boy damage here until then. All right, we're just kind of slowly chipping away until we get there. All right, now 2B comes back. Okay, she's going to do Avoid, double true charge blade. All right. Kaito is here just to maintain the killers and the breaks at all times. All right. Eithne is going to do triple bar Blizaja. That's to help fill up 2B. Olive will do all of her little setup skills here. Giant Melon, and then end with dual Summer Shot so that we can do a little chip damage. We're going to do another triple Solar Flare. Rain will do his triple pulverizing. All right, and we'll do another little lick of damage here. Hopefully do at least 1 billion damage on this turn. That's sort of like, I'd say that's what you want to shoot for, trying to do at least 1 billion damage on each of these turns when the boss doesn't have any defense and spirit buffs up. Okay. Yeah, she can go ahead and go. She's just doing Barb Blizaja. All right, so send Olive first, wait, she's got to like Quint cast or whatever. And then you can send Kaito and 2B, wait until they start chaining, and then send Tsukiko and Rain. All right, and that's just to make sure that you've ramped up the chain properly for Rain. So there you go, 1.2. That's pretty good, non-burst turn level of damage there. All right, so now we are going to just do a Curaga for Eithne. Don't want her to get too low. Bar Blizaja, and then I think we need Shining Provocation, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, that's going to expire. All right, so I got to make sure we keep that Provoke up, because that has like one less turn, I think, than the... that has like one less turn than her cover. Actually, I always kind of freak out about this. I'm actually going to do... I'll worry about re-upping her cover next turn. I'm going to do Curaga and double Blizaja. All right. This always kind of freaks me out. Like, is it going to fill up 2B? I know it does. Like, realistically, I know that it's going to fill up 2B's LB. But, like, there's that little bit of panic in the back of my mind. Like, oh, man, what if it doesn't? I'm screwed. So, I'm just going to do double bar Blizaja. See, I knew it filled it up. I could see it filled it up on the first one, but yeah, now I know for sure, because we need to do her LB on this turn. Okay, Now you notice we're getting pretty close to that first threshold, that 70% threshold. We do not want to go over that. Now, you know, even if we do like a good burst on this one, we'd need to do 1.8 billion damage to push that threshold. We're not going to do nearly that much. It's just not going to happen. Okay. But yeah, you know, it's just something to keep in mind. So all Olive is going to do here is just, you know, a bunch of her little setup skills. Tsukiko is, so she's already refilled her Shining Karmic Retribution, so I don't have to worry about that. Next turn, she'll re-imbue everybody, so we'll be all good there. You know what, we'll go ahead and have her chain. Like I said, I don't think it's going to do nearly enough damage. We'll probably only do like 5% here, so I'm not too worried about it. Okay, so we'll go ahead and send our chainers. Yeah, and that's, yeah. I knew we were going to get anywhere close. 1 billion, that's fine. That's fine. All right, so now we're just setting up for another burst. Okay. So yeah, we'll do all the little setup skills. End with Fire Cannon Fire. 2B is going to come over to Shift, or to her normal form, I mean. Do True Charge Volt double RO40. All right, we got to make sure we do our Shining Provocation. We'll do our Benediction to make sure our cover is still up. And then we'll do a Bar Blizaja for 2B, because I think 2B is going to need it. Tsukiko can now come back. Blessed Omamori. Prayer of Purification, and Maiden's Consecration Light. Now, we don't want to push the 70% threshold on this turn, because our big burst is going to be next turn. Like, we're setting up for a big burst. You don't want to push that threshold, because then the boss puts up undispellable defense and spirit buffs. So if you're at like 71%, you know, you actually may be in trouble, because 2B might actually push that threshold, and then you just lost like one of your biggest damage turns next turn. So do keep that in mind. I'm actually not even going to do the attack and mag buffs on this turn, just because like I don't want to risk 2B potentially getting too close on this one. All right, Kaito, we'll do Torrential Downpour. We'll go ahead and do Crashing Wave, so that that way he will get rid of the attack and mag buff that the boss puts up next turn, and we just don't have to worry about that at all. And then we'll just do Deadly Stream. Okay. And yeah, that should be good. Okay. So Elena's got her LB filled up, which is good. All right. 2B should finish filling up her LB here. Let's find out. Okay. Yeah. She probably could have chained with Rain. Like, it probably wouldn't have gotten us very close, but you know, you never really want to test that theory, right? All right, so he can just hit the boss. Okay. So yeah, we're all good. We're avoiding everything, no issues. And yeah, just like last time, we're just gonna do the exact same burst. It's easy peasy. Yeah, we'll just shift Tsukiko. She'll do Shining Karmic. Rain just does what Rain does, triple pulverizing. All right, and just like before, start Kaito and Elena first. Don't forget your defense and spirit and your attack and mag buffs, like I almost just did. All right, so let's see how we do here. All right, pretty good. That was a pretty good burst. 1.8, nice. Yeah, and that's pretty typical. All right, so the boss has now put up defense and spirit buffs for 2 turns. That's fine. That works. It works beautifully with our rotation. So we don't have to worry about that at all. All right, Kaito's just going to keep up the killers and the breaks. Olive, she'll do all her little buffing skills. Whoops. Fire Splash, Sky Sea, Gunner Guardian, Giant Melon, Dual Summer Shot. It's always good to do Dual Summer Shot right after Olive has done her SLB because it gets a nice mod boost. So even with the defense and spirit buff, like we might take off a couple percent here, so it's definitely worth it. It is definitely worth it. All right, we are actually not going to do, I'm glad I caught myself. All right, so this is one minor adjustment to this rotation. Okay, on this turn, Kaito is actually going to come back to normal form and do Receding Tide and Swelling Current. The reason why, Receding Tide does 4 Mirage stacks for the party, just like, you know, 2B's Avoid does that for the party. So this time, Kaito is going to provide that for us. Okay, and the reason is we want to save Mirage for later. We want to save 2B's. You'll just see why it comes. It'll the timing will be a little bit interesting. There will be a couple of turns where we actually don't have Mirage on the party, but it's okay. We'll have mitigations to mitigate when that happens. Okay. But yeah, just trust me. We want to do Kaito's Mirage on this turn, and then the Swelling Current is nice because it does physical damage reduction to Demon and Fairies. So on the turns where we don't have the Mirage stacks, that will come in handy. All right, and then Torrential Downpour to maintain the killers. Okay, I'm glad I caught myself before I accidentally sent Kaito too early there. Okay, on this turn, we are just going to, yeah, we're just gonna recharge Tsukiko. Okay, Elena will do Barb Lazaja 3 times, like she always does, but just make sure she's got, yeah, she's still got 2 turns there, 3 turns there, perfect. All right. Triple pulverizing. Okay. So yeah, this will just do a little bit of chip damage, you know, maybe 3 or 4%, 5 if we're lucky. All right. Okay, there you go, 4%. Not bad. All right, so you see the mitigations from Elena's LB to the party. Make sure that those uncoverable magic attacks deal very little damage to the party. And so, yeah, that basically covers us for pretty much the whole fight. And since we do her normal form LB every 4 turns, that mitigation is basically always up on the party. So we never really have to worry about the party taking too much damage in this fight. Okay, Kaito coming back, Torrential Downpour, Deadly Stream, Natural Flux. All right. Let me just double check something real quick. I gotta check. Yeah, that's from his LB, right? So I just want to make sure she's always got attack and mag breaks. And our killers are still up this turn, so I'm going to go ahead and do Deadly Stream, Natural Flux, and Deep Submersion. Okay, and then we'll just reapply the killers next turn, because it's not like we really need them this turn anyways. Okay, Elena will do, how's her health looking? Yeah, she's doing all right. All right, we got to re-up. So we've got to re-up Shining Protection on this turn. With this power, I'll protect you. And Barb Lazaja for 2B. Okay. And I think that's all I want to do. Yeah. All right. Rain just does what rain does. Okay, yep, there's that single bar Blizzaja filling her up, just like I knew it would. I knew it that time, so I didn't freak out. On this turn, I think we're going to save. Well, no, we're going to kill in 10 turns anyway, so we'll go ahead and do Purging Mandala Light on this turn. So Prayer of Protection, Prayer of Purification, Purging Mandala Light. Because, yeah, I mean, I fully intend to kill this thing by turn 20. Like, if I don't kill it on turn 20, then we're going to lose just purely based on the morale. Like, we don't have enough morale gen every turn to fight against her once we hit turn 20. All right, she just starts burying you under morale, and you lose on the morale score. So, yeah. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. All right, Olive, we'll go ahead and do another little chip with dual summer shot. Okay, and we should be good to go on that. All right. Don't forget attack and mag break, or attack and mag buffs. Oh, I totally forgot to start chaining. Her dual summer shot just like didn't do anything. That's all right. It's not a big deal. Make sure you don't forget to actually, you know, cap with it. Not that it would have like done a tremendous amount of damage with the defense and spirit buffs up, but you know, still always good to not forget to do that, like I just did. All right. So this should look very familiar. Just setting up for another burst. Giant Melon, Fire Cannon, Fire. And then, yeah, Kaito, Torrential Downpour, Deadly Stream, Natural Flux. And 2B. Just do triple RO40. Alright, Tsukiko on this turn can come back and hit that. So, next one, Tsukiko is going to have to imbue everybody next turn, which it does fall on one of our bursts, but it doesn't fall on the most important one, which is the one after this coming one. All right, so I don't really care that she's going to have to imbue everybody next turn, even though it's it's lining up for one of our bursts. That's fine. Don't really care. All right, but I'm going to go ahead and let her do her Shining Karmic just because it's already charged up, so she might as well. All right, and now we're actually going to use Crystal Echo. So since we don't have any kind of party side field, you might as well go ahead and use Crystal Echo. Gives everybody a little bit of a stat bump. Why not, right? I mean, you might as well. You might as well. Okay, we are going to do... What are we doing on this one? All right, so Elena needs more LB fill. 2B probably needs some as well, doesn't she? She's going to need at least one more, I think. All right, so we'll do a bar of Blizzaja. We'll do the Crystal Echo. And then I think we need to do... How's her cover? How many turns she got on that? She has no cover and no... Oh, wait, I'm looking at the wrong person. I was looking at Rain. All right. Okay, she's got one more turn on her cover. 3 turns on that. Although, no, she's got to re-up her cover because we're going to do her LB next turn, then she won't cover anybody. So, obviously, Crystal Echo, her cover, and Bar Blizzaja. And that should... That should get us there, right? Right? That should get us there, right? Okay. Oh wait, is 2B doing triple? Ah, 2B's doing triple. Okay. So she's filling herself up no matter what. So just to be on the super safe side, Benediction for cover, Crystal Echo, and then we're gonna do Pollux Blade because that does 20 fill. 20 LB fill to Elena. So that'll definitely finish filling her up. All right, that's what I'm doing. Okay. As you can see, I haven't run this fight too many times because like rerunning a 20 turn fight is just a whole buttload of unfun. And so I am still sort of tweaking this as we go. But I have killed this boss twice now with this team, and done rank 1 with this team twice. But yeah, I mean, still making some tweaks here and there. Okay, I think we're good to go. So Olive, I'm just double checking myself now because it's been like a year since I've done Olive's buffs. And fire cannon fire. All I really care about is that it ends on fire cannon fire. That's really all I care about. And then Kaito is doing killers and deadly stream natural flux, right? Okay. Now I am ready to go. Think. Okay. Nice. All right. Okay. Looking good. Azure Salvation. All right. So everyone's doing their LBs. The only difference on this burst turn is that Tsukiko needs to imbue everybody. So Blessed Omamori, Prayer of Purification, and Maiden's Consecration Light. All right, as usual, don't forget your Defense and Spirit and Attack and Mag buffs. All right, so with this one, with this one, Rain doesn't have a chain partner, but it's fine. He weaves into, quadruple Extreme Nova as easy as anyone. And we're still going to send Kaito and Eithne first. Then we'll tap Rain and then Olive and 2B. That way Rain is like wedged in between, the two pairs of Extreme Nova here. Okay? Nice. Yep, 1.7, pretty typical, right? You'd think it would be, you would think it would be better, but of course, we're missing Tsukiko's added damage. So you're probably thinking, wait a minute, shouldn't we be doing more damage because we have an Imperil field and we have the ally buff field? Well, Tsukiko didn't contribute, and she probably would contribute about 300 million on that turn if you had her all revved up and ready to go. Okay, so this will look slightly different. Okay, we're gonna do triple true charge. All right, we're not doing a void. We're not doing true charge volt. We are saving those for turn 15. Okay, so she's just gonna do triple true charge blade. Rain is going to triple pulverizing. All right, and the idea is to get as close to 30% without going over. So like 31%, that's all you want. Okay, that's all you want. Eithne will do her usual triple bar Blazaja. Kaito just does his usual torrential downpour, deadly stream, natural flux. We will do yep, we'll do all these little things here and end with a dual summer shot. And now Tsukiko can jump back in so that she can charge everybody, or she can charge up. Don't forget attack and mag buffs. Okay. You notice 2B is getting a bit low on MP. We do have that morale skill to refill her, so don't worry. She'll actually be fine. She will be fine. Okay. Yep. I'm just filling up here. 1, 2, 3. Perfect. I'm just gonna go ahead and send Kaito. All right, Olive. We'll make sure we actually remember to cap all of this this time. All right. Okay, nice. Okay, everyone's looking good. All right, so Elena. All right, perfect. So her cover is due to expire on the burst turn, which we actually want. We do not want her to cover the threshold attack. Everyone has guts, so they'll guts through it, and then we are in the clear for the remainder of the fight. I actually did do one run where I had Elena cover it. She died. We still finished the fight, still got rank 1. So even if Elena dies, even if you do ever cover and she dies when you pass the threshold, you can still get the fight done because everything is physical damage. So as long as you have Mirage stacks going, you are clear for landing. All right. So this turn we are going to yeah, we need to do one bar Blazage for 2B, as usual. Yep. We're gonna do. All right, just double checking myself here. How is everyone's health? Everyone's fine. Yeah. What am I worried about? So yeah, here we're going to do. Why am I having a brain fart? Bar Blazage for 2B. Shining Provocation and Sanctuary of the Azure Crystal, because this does the nice typed mitigations, because we don't have any Mirage on this turn, and so the party will take some physical damage. I believe this is the turn, so we'll have an HP barrier up. This is going to provide mitigations, both physical and magic. The physical is the one that we're most concerned about because we don't have any Mirage up on the party yet. We're going to put up Mirage next turn though. Okay, so this is just to keep everybody alive. All right, so that should be good. Okay, Kaito is going to do Torrential Downpour, Deadly Stream, Natural Flux, as usual. Olive is just going to do a bunch of her setup skills, because we are at that point now where we have to be a little bit concerned about the morale that the boss is throwing at us every turn. All right, she is throwing a considerable amount of morale at us already, and it only gets worse as the fight goes on. Okay. Tsukiko on this turn is just going to do triple prayer of purification again, just to like fill up morale, because she's already charged up, right? Shoot, now let me double check. Yeah, she's charged up. She's going to use Cherished Gift next turn for the Mag Store so that she does more damage on the burst turn, which is turn 16. So here we're just going to do some morale fill. That's all she really needs to do, because we don't need to do any damage. Now, if you were farther away, if you were at like 39% on here, you would probably want Tsukiko to do some chaining just to help you get closer to 30%. But since I'm already so close, again, I do not want to push 30% if I can help it at all. Do not, you just do not. Don't want to do it. Don't want to do it. All right. So I'm not putting up any attack and mag buffs here. What I'll probably do, because I need to do 2B's LB, but again, I don't want to chain it because I don't want to do too much damage. Really don't want to do too much damage here. Okay. Yeah, Olive's not even doing any chip damage, right? So we're just doing all of these little setup skills here. Gunner Guardian. Yep. Okay. So she's not doing anything. So yeah, what I might do is just do a little... I'm going to go ahead and send 2B. Just let her do her LB. And then what I'm going to do is, since I've got Kaito doing Torrential Downpour and Deadly Stream Natural Flux, I'll send him with Rain, and that should knock off like 2%, get us a little bit closer, I think. Perfect. Perfect. All right, so there's that. There's the physical damage that we did not mirage. You notice everybody was able to tank it, face tank it just fine, no issues there. Okay, that was thanks to Eithne's big time mitigations. All right, so we're setting up for a big burst now. So this is going to be our biggest one. We want to push as far into phase 3 as we can, so that way we can get it done quickly. All right, so we'll do Grace of Procyon, Blessing of Sirius, True Luminous Innervation. Okay, and the Blessing of Sirius is really just to make sure that her LV is full. We're not using ice, like she's not imbued with ice. So yeah, it's really not a big deal. All right, Rain's going to do his Grace of Will. This does like the big buffs. It's mainly there for the 300% LB buff, because we're already getting a 400% stat buff from the morale skills. But then it also does the 45% amp, because Tsukiko only does a 30% light amp to the party. So now we're getting 15% more light amp and a 300% LB damage, which is good for Olive and 2B. Obviously, it's good for Eithne and Kaito too, but really, let's be serious. It's for 2B and Olive. All right, so now 2B is going to do Avoid for the Mirage up. And yep, that's where this skill comes in handy. There you go. Fill 2B back up. All right, Avoid, True Charge, and Supreme Support. All right, Kaito's just going to do what Kaito does. We are going to go ahead and send Crashing Wave, and then Torrential Downpour and Deadly Stream. All right, Tsukiko is going to come back to the shift form to prepare for her burst. Use Cherished Gift. If you don't have it, if you don't have Cherished Gift from that special vision card from Ayaka's banner, just put, what is it, Dark Reigns TMR, the Magic Boost Plus, which I still don't have, by the way. I've been, it's like the one TMR I've always wanted. Never pulled a Dark Reign. But anyways, hopefully you have. And so what you can do is you can just put Magic Boost Plus in Tsukiko's normal form and actually just have her do that last turn and this turn, and that gives her a 300% mag boost. All right. But since I don't have it, this is what I have to use. Now you see we do have attack and mag breaks. Those are going to wear off next turn, so the timing is just beautiful. All right, so those will wear off and we'll be perfectly fine. Okay, Olive, she can just go ahead and do all of these little setup skills. This is, and that's purely for morale, and then end with Fire Cannon Fire. All right, yeah, I think we are good. I think we're good to go. Okay. Yeah, we definitely don't want to do any damage to the boss on this turn. We are like in perfect position here. Okay. Just double checking myself. I think we're good. Yep. All right. Let's go. Hopefully I didn't miss something. Okay, so yeah, that morale every turn is is a hammer to the face. Okay. All right, Tsukiko will now do Shining Karmic. Rain will do Triple Pulverizing. All right. Eithne does her Brave Shifted LB. 2B shifts to normal. Does her normal LB, SLB. And we got to do our Defense and Spirit buff. And Attack and Mag buff. All right. So now, you know, don't forget that Eithne's Brave Shifted LB is Triple Bolting Strike. So this time, we're going to send Kaito, 2B, and Olive. All right. We'll then wait a second and then send Tsukiko, Rain, and Eithne. All right. And they'll all chain together. And Eithne and Rain both have the 8 times chain cap, so it's good to sort of wait for them to go last. All right. So let's do it. Kaito, 2B, and Olive first. Nice, nice. Yeah, 3.2. That's a good burst there. All right, so there's the threshold attack. Everybody gutsed. All right, so now Kaito. All right, he'll do undulating and unpredictable. That extends all of our breaks and imperils, and will get rid of the boss's defense and spirit buff, so that we can start, doing damage immediately on this turn, because we need to. We need to finish this fight as quickly as possible, and then end with torrential downpour to make sure all of our killers are still good to go. Okay, so the boss has the defense and spirit buffs, so we're going to get rid of those. We're going to extend all of its breaks and imperils and everything for the remainder of the fight. All right, and we shouldn't, if you've done this right, you should not take any damage in this phase, because Kaito has reduced the boss's accuracy by 50%, and everybody on the party has 50% physical evasion. And so all of the single target physicals, even though Eithne is not provoking, I don't think she's provoking anymore. But even if she's not provoking, no one will take any of the single target physicals. It's the AoE physicals you have to worry about, though. Those will kill you. So you got to make sure you have your Mirage up. So we should still have some Mirage stacks up, thanks to 2B. Next turn, Kaito is going to put up 4 more stacks of Mirage Force to keep us going. All right, so 2B is just doing triple RO40. We're literally just filling up LB and going again next turn. All right, Rain just does what Rain does. Tsukiko is going to imbue everybody this turn. All right, see how that timing works out. That's nice, right? And then Maiden's Consecration Light. Actually, because we don't have any breaks on this right now, do we? We do have the imperils, but we don't really care about those. All right, Blessed Omamori, Prayer of Purification, and do we want Prayer of Purification or Prayer of Protection? Let's do Prayer of Protection instead. Blessed Omamori, Prayer of Protection for the mitigations, and the Light Imbue. That's, of course, the most important thing, is the Light Imbue. All right, Olive is going to... so here's the thing, all right. Like I said, my Olive is EX3. If yours is EX3, you might want to do what I'm about to do slightly differently. I'm going to assume your Olive is EX2 and not EX3. If yours is EX3, you may want to do something slightly different. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and use Fire Cannon Fire for the dual Summer Shot on this turn, because I desperately want to finish this fight before turn 20, which is the next time an EX2 Olive's LB would be up and ready to go. Okay, I really want to finish this fight as quickly as possible. So I'm front loading the damage here and trying to get as much chipped away as quickly as possible. So I'm doing Fire Cannon Fire right now because I don't anticipate an EX2 Olive needing another SLB. Like, you should be able to finish the fight before that, especially if your Eithne is still alive, because Eithne is going to come in here and get ready to rip another LB. All right, so yeah, these are all Bolting Strike chains, so very, very easy. You can even send 2B first, let that chain ramp up, and then send Rain and Eithne. It's not really that big of a deal, but it's just something you can do. Okay, so we're gonna send Olive. Okay, perfect. So there's a chance we could even kill on this turn if your units are strong enough. All right, so Kaito is going to come back to normal. All right, We're gonna reapply some Mirage, and then Swelling Current. That's again for the mitigations, just in case for some reason somebody gets hit with physical damage. You've at least got some physical mitigation up for the party. All right, and then Torrential Downpour for the killers. All right, Tsukiko can come back, and she's gonna help us chain. All right, Elena and Rain. All right, so yeah, there's a good chance we actually kill on this turn. Oop, no, she's gonna do her LB. All right, we've lost our human killer buff, but that is fine. We just want to deal damage. We just want to deal damage here. All right, that's all we care about. All right, we're gonna do another defense and spirit buff for Elena, attack and mag buff for everybody else. Okay. So yeah, on this one, you know, you've got 3 bolting strike chainers, you got 1 Ian chainer who's a tag chainer, and then you've got Olive who's a finisher. We're gonna send 2B first, obviously because like her big hit is at the end, so it's fine if she just kind of ramps up the chain for everybody. Olive will just kind of land her finisher in there. So there's a good chance we might end the fight here. And that would be ideal, because on this turn, if you don't kill on this turn, the boss is going to start burying you under morale. All right, it's like it's really hard to come back from that. Now Tsukiko is nice because she can do some on-demand morale fill for you, but man, it gets really tricky. All right, so hopefully we kill here. If not, hopefully we kill next turn. So let's go. Let's do it. Whew. All right, man, we're cutting it close. All right, so luckily our morale is still sitting at 200%. All right, but yeah, like we pretty much have to kill here. Yeah, like you see how much our you know, beginning of the turn morale gen did. We still have like, what is that? That's like 40% worth of morale we would have to generate on this turn. Yeah, no. Yeah, nah. That's not happening. So, yeah, we gotta kill. Luckily, we are perfectly set up. I mean, 2%, like, we would have to be brain dead to miss this one. You know, we're gonna shift, and we're gonna do triple true charge. Kaito will come back. Okay, he's gonna do Deadly Stream, Natural Flux, all that jazz. So you see my Olive has her SLB ready. I am not going to assume that yours is. If your Olive is EX3 and she has her SLB ready to go, do it, man. Just do it. Just do it. Go for it. But I'm not going to assume that yours is. So, Fiery Splash, Sky and Sea, Gunner Guardian, Giant Melon, Dual Summer Shot. All right, and on this one, I believe everybody is triple bolting strike. All right, don't forget your attack and mag buffs. And yeah, this should be it. Yep. Okay, let's do it. All right. Nice, 1.5. So yeah, that would have done 1.5 is like 7 or 8%. So as long as you're like within 7 or 8%, you've got a good chance of killing from there. And yep, there we go. Another rank 1 clear for you guys. Yep, swapping out that premium Fina and that A2 for you there. Yeah, again, Rain and 2B are just like absolutely stupidly strong for this one. Like Rain and 2B together are just monsters here. You know, Eithne chipping in some damage there, but really, like, you know, she's here for the leader skill. Who are we kidding? She's here for the leader skill, and she's a great tank for this fight. But yeah, I mean, we wouldn't do nearly as much damage without Eithne because of that leader skill. So that's huge, right? You can see Tsukiko and Olive both, you know, contributing a significant amount of damage. Tsukiko actually outdid Olive on that one. That's pretty impressive. Now, if Olive had done one more SLB on that last turn, that probably would have pushed her ahead a little bit, but still, I mean, very comparable. And so you can see that sort of, those two units together kind of replace that missing, what was it, like 5 billion that A2 did in my other video. So those two together can definitely make up the difference. It did take me 2 extra turns because A2 is still very, very strong, and she adds that extra LB mod buff to 2B to make 2B even stronger. So and the fact that everybody has a bigger light amp. So, you know, like I said in my previous video, Premium Fina is the best light support unit for this fight. But as you can see, Tsukiko can make it work just as well. All right. Now, obviously, if you have A2 and you know, throw her in Olive's place, and you'll probably do even better. A2 will definitely do even better, especially on the burst turn. Like she'll just hammer it because she gets the 150 light amp on the big burst turn. You know, you'll be in really good shape if you have A2. But yeah, if you don't have Premium Fina, Tsukiko works very, very well. All right. Yeah, haven't really been farming this. I just, like I said, motivation is lacking. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at the gear. So if you saw in my previous video, the gear on everybody, you know, on Rain, Eithne, 2B, and Kaito is exactly the same. I'll, of course, go over it all again, but just letting you know that the gear is exactly the same as my previous video on those 4 units. All right, Rain, he's got, you know, his 2 best in slot swords, his STMR, of course, the Crimson Claw from the event. He's got, you know, Clash gear, Ruler's Helm, Ruler's Chainmail. Coin of Fate is there for the ailment resistance, specifically for Paralyze and Sleep. Warlord Leg Guards, of course, for the true dual wield. And then just killers and MP refill, because Rain gets into a lot of trouble if you don't give him MP refresh. So Pure Lotus, that is Lotus Mage Fina's STMR, does 12% MP refresh every turn. And then Philosopher's Stone Seeker. I know this one is, I know this one's limited from Alphonse Elric, but if you have it, it's great because it actually does the 7% MP refresh at the beginning of the turn instead of at the end, which also helps out with your morale a little bit. But if you don't have that, you can honestly, I think you can stack these, so you can put 2 Pure Lotuses on him, and he'll be recovering like 25% of his MP every turn, which is plenty, just plenty. And then his own vision card, of course, just put whatever vision card you have in there if yours is not EX3. Hitting killers is very, very easy. 300 Demon Human, 300 Fairy. You don't have to worry about LB damage, and you don't have to worry about gearing his Brave Shift form. As you can see, we never use his Brave Shift form. All right, so I'm not even gonna bother showing it. Eithne in her normal form. So, you know, I know a lot of people have been complaining about Elena's MP, and I got to tell you, the Prophet's Diadem is amazing. So not only does it have a ribbon, so you get a ribbon, so all your ailments are taken care of, but it also does, it reduces your MP consumed by 40%, 5% MP refresh, adds 500 static MP and a 50% passive MP. So if you want to, you know, take care of your Elena's MP problems, throw that on her and she is solid. Otherwise, you see I've got Ash's leg armor. So with these two combined, she has like 70% MP cost reduction. If you don't have the Prophet's Diadem, you could put 3 stars in place of Aerith's choker, and that will give her the full 80%, because 3 stars, which is, I'll actually show it to you. 3 stars, if you're not familiar with it, that is Trance Terra's TMR. It's, yeah, right here. And so it's got terrible stats. It is absolutely dreadful on stats, but it does do 50% MP reduction. And so it is good for that. Or you could always just do 2 Ash's leg armors. All right, so if you have 2 of them, because it's a high spirit accessory, and each one does 30%. It'll show it to you, 30% MP reduction. So, you know, there's your options for reducing the MP cost on your Elena so that she doesn't get in so much trouble with MP down the line. See, Winged Heart is a bit redundant because we actually don't need the ailment resistance, but it is good for the ice buff. Okay, so it's good for that. But you could swap that out for something else that has high ice resistance. You really want to focus on ice and light. Those are the 2 big ones. So she's got 210%, and that was more than enough to cover her for the entire fight. In her Bracious form, she has 2 of her own STMRs. If you don't have, if you only pulled 1 Elena, like you had to go all the way to Pity, but you still have her EX2, so you have at least 1 STMR. Then the other, the offhand should be the Stillbon, which is the event greatsword. It's a one-handed greatsword with 180 spirit on it. That should be her offhand weapon. As you can see, again, just a lot of high spirit gear here. Still a little bit of resistances in this form because you will have to tank, I think, 1 turn. Actually, no, she didn't even have to tank 1 turn, did she? So honestly, I could have taken off this Reclaimed Serenity and put, or sorry, I could have taken off the Priestess's Vengeance. That's what I should have done. I should have done that and put some Fairy Killer on her because my Elena's killers are dreadful. 275 Demon Human is fine, but only 200 Fairy. So honestly, take that Priestess's Vengeance out and give her some Fairy Killers. She'll do even better. And her own Vision card, because it's best in slot for her. So yeah, there we go. That's Elena for you. All right, 2B. Normal form Genji Helm is for the Paralyzed Resistance. Ruler's Regalia, Magister's Ring for the Chain Cap boost. She's got her own STMR. I should have actually, since I don't have A2 on the team, I didn't even think about that. I should have put the Dark Visions Katana in there. But hey, this is great if you don't have the Dark Visions Katana. Just goes to show that you don't need it. Crystal Gloves for LB damage boost. And then just killers. Yep, all the killers. I do have A2's TMR. So, you know, if you don't have an A2, just slot something else in there. It's not going to make a huge heap of difference because we've got this massive leader skill. So 500 flat attack is kind of a drop in the bucket, really. She's got her own vision card because she is EX3. All of her killers are maxed. Oh, actually 25% short on the fairy killer, but that's all right. Yeah, so if you didn't have A2's TMR, actually just put like another 75% fairy killer in this slot here, and you're good to go. Then you'll have your fairy killers capped, actually, so that'll be nice. Pretty much the same build in her Brave Shift form. I did give her Pure White Blessing, again, for MP refresh, because as you can see, even with this equipped, she got into some MP trouble down the line. There was really only that 1 turn where it became a problem, and I had to use the morale bar to fill her up. But without this, she would have been getting into a lot more MP trouble in this fight. So that's really, really critical in her Brave Shift form. I think her killers are, yeah, 250 Demon, 300 Human, 225 Fairy. So slightly worse in her Brave Shift form, but that's fine. Not worried about it. All right, Tsukiko, she's got the Empress's Rod and the Treasure Memorial Ring for that turn 1 morale fill, which is really, really nice. Otherwise, Midsummer Boater for Guts in case she needs it in her normal form. The rest of the gear is irrelevant because she's not doing anything of consequence in her normal form. You can put Magic Boost Plus on her if you don't have this Vision card. So this is the Vision card that comes with the Cherished Gift for the Mag Store boost. But if you don't have it, just put the best Vision card you have on her and put Magic Boost Plus somewhere in here so that she can boost her Mag. In her Brave Shift form, yeah, just, a lot of high Mag gear, gear that has Esper stats on it. That's all you really want on her. So Silver Pendant is great. This is Determined Dagger's STMR. It's fantastic because it does 60% Evo damage, 60% Esper damage. Chocobo Feather is there for the guts, because she is the only person that doesn't have guts innately in her kit, so she needs Chocobo Feather in order to acquire the guts to survive the threshold, at the 30% threshold. And yeah, there you go. And just a bunch of evoker gear in there. I've got light armor mastery on her, so that she can equip the force drive armor, I guess. Oh, I think I had that. I normally have that on her so that she can equip like the chainmail. But here I just use it for force drive armor. If you don't have it, if you don't have force drive armor, just, highest mag thing. She's not doing like, supreme damage here, so just your highest mag, slot in that slot there. All right, and yeah, she is loaded up on all the Esper stats, so you have 300% Esper, 350 Evo. Don't have to worry about LB damage. Kaito, so yeah, he's got Chocobo Feather, King of Talisman for MP, MP refresh. We don't really care about this form. He's not doing any damage in this form. But in his Brave Shift, pretty much the exact same, because Kaito will also get into some MP trouble if he doesn't have MP refresh. So King of Talisman is there for that, because it does 10% per turn. If you don't have it, just put like 3 stars on him or something. Kaito's not doing any kind of serious damage. You saw his damage report. It was terrible. So don't worry about him. You can see I've got some killers and stuff on him. It's irrelevant. He does have Wilkes card. That is for morale. If you don't have that, hopefully you're still generating enough morale that it's not going to be an issue. You can see his killers are pretty pathetic. 175 human, 300 demon, of course, 250 fairy. Whatever. Moving on. All right, Olive is back. So obviously her STMR, Shantoto's ribbons. Excuse me, I had to get a drink of water there. My throat's getting a little parched. Shantoto's ribbons. That's Shantoto's. That's the most recent Shantoto, Lady Shantoto. That's her STMR. And this one is fantastic because it has 50% demon and human killer on it, and it's a high mag hat. So fantastic. Blue Mage dress. This is Blue Mage Fina's STMR, and it has 100% fairy killer, which is fantastic because, man, let me tell you, Olive is difficult to build for this fight. She is not easy to build. She has like none of the innate killers, but we managed to make it work. Moonshade Earring is there for the status resistance. Magister's Ring for the chain cat boost. She's got her own TMR just for LB damage. Mythical Order. This has 75% fairy killer. This is from the armory shop, the most recent armory shop. It's got 75% fairy killer on it, which is nice. Supreme Victor, of course, for 75% demon and human. Everlasting Fortune. This is really just there for the 100% LB damage. And then Kind-Hearted Demon is there for 100% fairy killer. And then of course I have Diabolos Esper equipped to her. And with all that, she's still not maxed on everything, but pretty close. She's got 250 demon, 250 human, 275 fairy, and of course 300% LB damage. So that was the best I could do with the gear that I have. And yeah, we got it done. So there you go. There's the gear. Another rank 1 clear for you guys. Hopefully this is helpful. Excuse me. Still got a few days. Still got a better part of a week to get this one finished. Hopefully you guys are able to go out there and collect your rank 1. If this is helpful, definitely let me know in the comments below. Thank you so much for following me, and I will see you on the other side.